Tutta la Chiesa sono vicino al vostro immenso dolore.
Right, Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan met his Syrian counterpart Asad al-Shebani and other officials in Ankara today to discuss security cooperation. The Turkey Foreign Ministry has reported. Turkey's Defense Minister Yasser Guler and Intelligence Chief Ibrahim Kalin also joined the talks along with their Syrian counterparts Murhaf Abu Kasra and Hussein al-Salama. The meeting came after Fidan's call on Wednesday, October the 8th, for the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces to abandon their separatist agenda, a day after the group's leader and Syria's government announced a ceasefire. Well, tensions between Afghanistan and Pakistan have flared up after the overnight strikes. Both sides are claiming success in their objectives of attack. Afghanistan and Pakistan have clashed after Taliban accused Islamabad of carrying out strikes earlier this week. The Pakistani military has issued a statement saying that during the overnight clashes, 23 of its troops were killed, while more than 200 Taliban and affiliated fighters on the Afghan side were killed. The Pakistani military further stated that precision fire and strikes, along with physical raids, were directed against Taliban posts and facilities. Additionally, after the deadly clashes, Pakistan has closed its border with Afghanistan. Meanwhile, the Afghan Taliban have their own set of claims. They have stated that during the clashes, 58 Pakistani troops were killed. The Taliban soldiers deployed at the front lines have spoken about the overnight strikes. Let's listen in to what a Taliban soldier had to say.
دا خو د تقریبا مونږ لاس پیسه د زور د سازمیاله جای دا ځل 20% د سازمیو.
Major General Dr. Rajan Kocher, senior strategic defense expert, is joining us. General Kocher, appreciate you joining us. Well, you know, these hostilities between Afghanistan and Pakistan, they are not new, but the geopolitical conundrum they both find themselves in is perhaps peculiar to this area and this time as well. Pakistan says that we have helped Afghanistan in the past, to do a number of things, including defend themselves. Afghanistan, on the other hand, they say that, we have no role in giving sanctuary and shelter to the TTP. This is something that Pakistan is making up. The Afghanistani foreign minister is also on an 8-day visit to India. And that perhaps also could have played some role in these hostilities being escalated. What is your view, sir?
Thank you, Vineet. It's very interesting narrative. Because if we try to analyze the Pakistan-Afghanistan relationship, there have been ups and downs in this relationship. If you go back to 2017, the Pakistanis forces launched Rad-ul-Fasad at that time, and they tried to push these Taliban, Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, into Afghanistan. And we are aware that Durand Line has always been a concern. As a matter of fact, Afghanistan and Pakistan have never agreed. Pakistan supposedly recognizes the Durand Line. Afghanistan doesn't. And it is a 2,640 kilometers line, and it has got 18 crossings and a few major crossings where the trade takes place, and especially the local trade. The people who are staying in Baluchistan of the same ethnicity, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In 2018, this Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, earlier it used to be called FATA, and it got, merged and all that. And the people genuinely thought that the Pakistan administration will do something. Because after 2018, all the merger of the area and the huge hype which went into it, there have been governance issues here. And there have been a lot of grievances on the part of the local population. And Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan has been supporting this kind of a thing, because there's nobody in Pakistan. Actually, what happens is that it's the rule of power, the rule of law, and if there is a weak opposition or a weak force to counter your narrative, your narrative will not be heard, and that is what the situation is. Today, if we come back after all that history and all geography and all we are talking about, if we come back to the situation, I think one major setback for Pakistan has been this defense agreement with Saudi Arabia. This defense agreement, Saudi Arabia is very clear, it's not going to get into this conflict. And it is telling Afghanistan also to go slow, Pakistan also to go slow. And you have to understand that both of them are Muslim nations, and no Muslim nation will support a war against another Muslim nation. So that aspect also has to be taken into account. There is no comparison or
Right.
there is no
So
match.
stay with us. In fact, we have more to talk about. Well, after the deadly clashes and overnight strikes between Afghanistan and Pakistan, a ceasefire is said to have come into effect. Afghanistan Taliban's Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi informed that Qatar and Saudi Arabia had mediated a ceasefire with Pakistan. Following the cross-border exchanges of fire, Kabul has claimed to have killed 58 Pakistani soldiers. The Taliban minister further claimed that Afghanistan is in favor of zero tension with its neighbors. However, he added that Taliban soldiers have achieved their objectives in the overnight firings. Let's listen into what the Taliban foreign minister had to say.
हमारे दोस्त ममालिक जैसा कतर और सऊदी अरबिस्तान उन्होंने ख्वास्ता उन्होंने तलब किया कि अभी जंग रुकना चाहिए तो हमारे तरफ से जंग रुका हुआ और अभी हालात कंट्रोल में हैं तो हम अच्छा ताल्लुकात चाहते हैं रात जो 4 घंटे हमारे तरफ से जो इंतकामी ऑपरेशन हुआ तो उन्होंने अपने अहदाफ को हासिल किया ये तो 400, 500, 800, 1000 किलोमीटर अंदर पाकिस्तान के अंदर जंग हो रहा है तो ये खुद कंट्रोल करें
General Rajan Kochar still with us on the broadcast. General Rajan Kochar, though there is, a talk about a ceasefire here, Pakistan cannot afford to trifle with Afghanistan at this point in time. With the internal unsettling events unfolding in Pakistan on a daily basis, including a couple of their own states, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan on the boil, Pakistan cannot really afford a war on both frontiers.
Vineet, I am absolutely in agreement with you. See, Pakistan, if it carries out a realignment of its forces posture, we have the 11 and 12 Corps here in Quetta and Peshawar. And these are basically Pakistan reserve formations against India. And they're going to be used against India in case of a war. So Pakistan is not going to tinker with that, kind of a situation. And China is, you see, I would like to highlight here that China is a great factor here to dissuade Pakistan from getting into a larger conflict. Because China has got very strong interests here, and already China, we have seen how the attacks on the Chinese engineers have been taking place, and the Pakistan army has been incompetent to protect this, to prevent these attacks. And China also has larger interests in Afghanistan now. You have to understand that. So China would not like to see a situation where Pakistan and Afghanistan are at loggerheads. I think backdoor discussions, negotiations must be going on to sober Pakistan as far as this conflict is concerned. And Saudi Arabia and Qatar is also playing a big role. Both of them are trying to prevail upon both the countries to stabilize the situation. So in my assessment, I don't think there will be escalation to the situation, because what has happened is that Pakistan carried out an airstrike in Kabul and Paktika, because those are the areas which Pakistan intelligence thought that the leader of the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan was staying there. No confirmed reports are there of whether he has been liquidated or not. So
Right, sir. Right, sir. We have a paucity of time, sir, but I appreciate your thoughts and your time in this matter.